How's it going, everyone? Today I am smoking a Davidoff Year of the Rat. This breeze has been a real pain in the ass. I haven't had a chance to go down to the shop and get any butane to fill up my torch lighter, so I've been using my line 2. And the wind's been blowing, so it's a real pain in the ass to light. Yeah, I just thought today would be a great smoke. I got it for Christmas for my brother-in-law, so I figured why not? It's a nice Friday, it's beautiful outside. Smoke it and enjoy it. Yeah, I'm not really gonna review it. I personally don't like cigar reviews. I'm just gonna be smoking it, telling you if I like it or not. If there's any characteristics, I'll try and point it out, but my taste isn't what you taste, so there's no point in me telling you and you taking my word for it. I think that's a lot of issues with the cigar industry today. It's been like that for a while. A lot of people want to take other people's words. It's like, just go out there and smoke it, man. Buy it, smoke it. You don't like it, throw it. Get another one. That's what it's all about. So yeah. As you can see, it's definitely not even lit right because it's so damn windy. And I'm using a soft flame, but it's all good. There was a guy that taught me a lot about the industry. So I had started working in a cigar shop when I was 20 years old. Knew nothing about cigars. I actually worked in a battery shop prior to that. And the owner of the battery shop smoked cigars and he wanted to open up a cigar shop. So he figured, you know, this kid works for me. Let's put him in the cigar shop, see if he likes it. And the funny thing is he hounded me like 3 times. He kept asking me, hey, you should work over here, work over here. And I smoked cigarettes at that time, and because I was just a punk kid, and I kept telling him, no, I don't want to. I don't even like cigars. I don't like the way they smell. Like, I just don't want to do it. Quit bugging. Like, I'm not going to do it. He asked about 3 times, and I said no. And then finally one time his wife was like, hey, we're opening up the cigar shop. My husband really wants you to work over there. And then because his wife asked me, I was like, okay, like, you know, what the hell, I'll give it a shot. And that's where my world of cigars came into play. So this was about 2008 when I started getting into cigars. Like I said, I was 20 years old. But where I'm going at with this is there was an old timer there. His name was Joey. This old guy. He was a senior. I'm not gonna say old. He was easily, I'd say maybe in his mid to late 70s when I had met him at that time. Good guy, old good fella from Chicago. Italian man. I mean, he taught me a lot about the industry just because he was always in the shop, and he was actually like a good friend of the owners. So from the moment we opened up that cigar shop, he was there, and he always told me, he's like, you know, that's another trick, as you can tell. If you light a cigar halfway and as you're smoking it, if it levels out, that's another good way to say that it is a good roller. There's good quality in the production of that cigar and the way it was rolled. And so every once in a while I'll try it out. I didn't mean to do it this time, but because of the wind, it happened. But we'll see if it levels out. Being a Davidoff, I'm pretty sure it will. And it is, little by little. It's a good cigar so far. Like I said, you're gonna take my word for it. Davidoff's a funny company. They're a lot of people in the industry like to say they're like the snobbies, like the high end of the high end, which could be true. I mean, everybody I've ever met from the Davidoff company in my years working in the tobacco industry, they've been great people, super nice, super friendly. But I remember going to trade shows, just going to their booths, you know, just seeing the setups they had. Oh my gosh, like you could tell they just spared no expense. There was even some trade shows we would go to where they wouldn't give you samples. And that was a big deal with trade shows, because that's where you're going to see what's coming out for the year, what's new, what's exciting. And if you got a company not giving cigars out, you know, they're fucking balls. You know, it's like, it's something good where they don't gotta fucking worry about giving you a sample. They got bigger shit to do. But it was awesome. That was always one of the best things about going to a trade show, was going to the Davidoff booth. Everything was just so white, just so big, just so spread out. Like, you just could tell, like, just looking at the floor plan of the convention centers, they just had just this massive area. It was always really exciting to see that. So far, it's a good smoke. My brother-in-law made a good choice. He picked this cigar out because I'm actually born in 1984, so him picking Year of the Rat, I mean, yeah, I always used to hate that shit as a kid. Whenever we do like Chinese New Year in school, I'm like, fuck that, I don't want to be a rat. Like, Year of the Rat, like, who fucking names that animal? I'm like, I want to be a dragon, I want to be a fucking dog. And then we'd have to, like, I remember doing little activities in school where we'd have to like make masks and stuff, and it's like, fuck man, like I gotta be a fucking rat, like god damn it. I just hated it as a kid, but supposedly it's supposed to be really good in the Chinese New Year, so I don't know much about it other than that. But I guess Davidoff's been doing this for a little while. This is actually the second. I've actually smoked a horse. Was it a horse? Yes, and then a sheep. The Year of the Sheep was a really good cigar. That one was really good. But yeah, this is my first time having the rat. I'm not sure, you know, I want to say it's like maybe 2 years ago or so. Tell you the truth, I really don't know. Yeah, but it's catching up little by little. You can see by the way it's burning at the tip there, it'll catch up. Anyways, good cigar. I have to say though, I'm a Nicaragua tobacco man. Like that's just my tobacco. I'd even pick Nicaragua cigars over most Cubans. Dominican cigars, I mean, you got your Fuentes, you got your, you know, they make some really good tobacco out of the Dominican Republic. It's just, Nicaragua's always been my country of preference when it comes to tobacco, but this one actually has like some similarities to that. I honestly don't even know about the blend. Like I said, I'm not going to review this cigar. It was just given to me. I'm going to smoke it. I like it so far, and that's all that matters. You can take your whole life, you know, going off the word of other people, but it's not going to get you far. You need to just try it out yourself. But yeah, it's catching up beautifully. You can tell it's rolled really nice. You can see it catching up there. It's not going to canoe or nothing, so I'm happy with it. I'm happy with my, I honestly never use the fucking thing, the Line 2. It's the soft flame. I'm not a big soft flame person, but that was given to me as a gift. Like I said, I need to go to a cigar shop. I need to buy some more butane. I just haven't had a chance with the with COVID and everything. I'm just kind of limiting where I go. But in the meantime, since I'm out of butane, I got to use a fucking Line 2. That's my boxer over there telling me she's out of food. She goes and hits the bowl. Yeah, this cigar it's a good one. I remember looking at the so this particular cigar at this shop retailed for $41. So yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what the MSRP is. I'm sure it's probably 40 and they add a buck, whatever. I mean, you got to do what you got to do to make a couple bucks, but it is what it is. Liking it so far. I'll tell you, like on the when I retroed it a little bit, it had like a lot of toasty notes, like a toast, like a toasted bread. I like stuff like that. I don't like to really pair too much drinks wise, especially, I mean, everybody likes to pair scotch. I would rather pair bourbon than scotch personally, but you know, sometimes I just want to smoke a cigar. I don't always have to have something to pair with it, to drink with it, or whatnot. But yeah, this one I just wanted to have a straight up smoke. That's what we're gonna do today. Like I said, it's the nice Friday afternoon. It's sunny out here. I can only see a cloud in the sky, and that's awesome. Feel bad for all friends and people back in Texas going on right now. I mean, they're not being able to really get to do something like this, and yeah, but my heart's out to those people. Hopefully it gets straightened out soon. I'm sure by this weekend. Supposedly, from what I've been hearing, they're supposed to clear up by Sunday, and we'll see what happens. So yeah, I mean, that thing happens. One thing about like Dominican tobacco too, for me, I always get like there's always like a zing that I get out of it, like almost like a peppery zing. I've always had that ever since I started smoking cigars. I've always got that little bit of a note coming off of a lot of Dominican stuff. To me, that's always what separated it from a lot of the Nicaraguan, a lot of the Honduran stuff. I get that out of a lot of Opus X. A lot of the Fuente Opuses, I get that little like, it's like a little note that's like I call it like a power note almost. It just like hits me right away. That's good, but it's different. I don't get that from when I smoke Nicaraguan cigars. I tend to get more like earthy, coffee stuff off of those types, but yeah, it's pretty good so far. I honestly should have looked into it to see what the blend is, what the filler and the binder is on this one. Like I said, I could tell you all that, but you could look it up in a book. It doesn't matter. It's good. Has a nice little Toro size. I usually don't smoke too many Toros. My particular cigar is a Corona. It's short, sweet, smaller ring gauge. Toros, I mean, I'll smoke them. It's not my first choice of sizes, but yeah, that's just the size they make it in, so that's what we're smoking. That's another thing too. I don't think Davidoff, they only make, I believe it's just the one size per special edition. I believe the year of the sheep that I had was a torpedo. But like I said, I'm not a huge, I just don't get into Davidoff like that. I mean, if I smoke Davidoffs, I'm gonna smoke whatever's out there. I mean, I'm not gonna go searching for things. Just kind of get burnt out from stuff. So I've kind of been on like a little hiatus. This is actually my first cigar in a few weeks, but so I had started in the industry in 2008 and I quit in 2016 to pursue another career choice. Ever since getting out of the industry, my cigar intake has just dropped. It's insane. I mean, I was up to like 4 to 5 cigars a day at some points. But like, it's funny, the minute I quit the industry, like I remember the last day, I probably had about 3 or 4 cigars at the shop that day. I probably had a cigar after that, maybe like 2 weeks later. And then like from then on, it was like maybe 1 a week, 2 a week. Just sometimes you get too much of anything can really burn you out. I mean, I love cigars, but I mean, it goes for anything. You have too many of anything, you're just gonna, I mean, it would get to the point where nothing was really exciting. I mean, I would go to the trade shows, see what was out, try it, and then after that, it's like, okay, when's the next one? Like, I don't know. I feel like variety is a spice of life. You always have to keep trying different stuff. So for me, at the time, always trying different cigars was what kind of kept me going. But yeah, I'd have to say though, like ever since I've quit the industry, you appreciate it more. Like when I would have my 1 cigar a week, I mean, like I would really appreciate that cigar, and you remember them more. I mean, I can't even begin to count how many cigars I've had in my life, but the ones I really can remember are probably the ones that I've stopped from when I've stopped being in the industry, because it's just me and that cigar, and then that's the only thing I've had for that week. So you just tend to appreciate it a little more, and that's pretty nice. I always like that. I don't know. I mean, I don't really keep up a lot to date with a lot of the new stuff that comes out. I mean, there's so much boutique cigars out there. I mean, it's unbelievable. You can try. There's a lot of people that dedicate themselves to that, and that's awesome and all. But that was one thing about when I quit the industry. Like once I quit, like I kind of just like whatever I knew what was coming out new was what was coming out in like on social media, just like from companies I would follow on Instagram or whatever. But if they would release something, that's how I found out something was new. I just kind of just got out of the loop. So this thing is burning beautifully now. You can see it corrected itself. It's a cool little trick. I mean, that Joey taught me a lot of things. Like I said, I kind of feel like I was raised in that cigar shop. I mean, I was 20 when I started. Yeah, I mean, 10 years go by quick. And like, I kind of felt like when I came into an adult growing up in that shop, you meet a lot of characters, you meet a lot of people coming in and out all the time. You know, it's just a fun place to work, you know, to learn about people. But yeah, you get little tricks and tips that I'll never forget, stuff like that. You know, you learn that and it's never going to be forgotten. It has a very good like a deep spice to it too. This very good spice cigar. It's not spicy but it's got a good spice to it. I don't know how to, like I said, don't take my word. But this cigar, this would be something good to, I would probably want to pair this with a bourbon. I think a nice bourbon would be ideal to pair something like this with. Everybody's go-to is coffee. That's good for the mornings, but if you're really trying to taste something, I think it's best just to do it on its own. But if I was going to pair something, it would definitely be bourbon with this. Yeah, nice year they're at. Yeah, I remember read a lot about Zeno Davidoff, you know, through my time working in the cigar shop and whatnot. I read this funny story. He would only smoke his cigars halfway. He would never smoke them up to the band or whatever. Like, no matter what the size was, if it was a Churchill, he would smoke it to the halfway part of the Churchill. If it was a Lancero, he'd smoke it halfway to the Lancero. That's just how he did it. I mean, if I'm paying $40 for a cigar, I'm gonna smoke it a little further than that. But when you're Zeno Davidoff, you can do things like that. I mean, the man literally went into Cuba and created his own line of Cuban cigars out there, and that's pretty legendary in itself. But yeah, it's a highly renowned company. I mean, a lot of people don't realize it too. They're very selective with their accounts. Not just anybody can carry Davidoff. I mean, if you're gonna open a cigar shop and you want to carry Davidoff, good luck. Hope you know somebody. I mean, usually, well, every cigar company, they have territories around the United States. They have different sales managers and representatives for those particular territories. Davidoff is very selective on who gets accounts. Usually they're well-established accounts. Here in Tucson, there's only one account, and it's the Anthony's Cigars. And they've had it since, I believe since the 90s, since the late 90s. They've had that Davidoff account. Good for them, you know. They're a great shop. Funny thing about Tucson, it's such a cliquey... It's so cliquey with cigar shops. I mean, there's certain people that smoke cigars that won't go to a certain shop because of whatever. Who knows? It's all bullshit. But I remember getting shit, like, just because I would go to the Anthony's and look at the selection, buy cigars and stuff. And I had friends that work. I still have friends that work there. And I feel Anthony's as an institution in Tucson. It's a great shop. I mean, it's been around forever, since the 90s. And I remember the original owner, Anthony Martino. He used to own a cigar. It wasn't Italian food. It was like fine dining. We used to have cigar dinners and stuff at his restaurant, and great guy. I mean, he used to own that shop for years, and then eventually he sold it, and it's under the owner right now. Is still the current owner from who originally purchased it from Anthony's. And yeah, I mean, it's always fun. It's different going into a new shop, going into something different, seeing how they do it. You know, that's cool. Mix it up, meet people. But yeah, in Tucson, where we're at, there's, I believe, 4 Anthony's or 3 Anthony stores. But since they're an account, they have them at every one of their stores, which is good for them. That's awesome. The cigar shop I worked at, we would try. We could never get a Davidoff account. It was like pulling teeth. They would sell some stuff to us, but we could never carry like the white label, like the core line of Davidoff. We could never get. Trying to think of some other stuff that we couldn't get. The only stuff we would get is like Xeno scepters at that time, like the Xeno Platinum series, the Xeno Scepter series. We were allowed to carry that. We were allowed to carry Avo, which are really good cigars. I mean, that's another good one from Davidoff. They make quite a bit of good cigars. But as far as, we could never get that account, which was kind of cool. It was nice. It was cool because it's like you always want what you can't have, and our shop always wanted that, but we could never get it. So just a roll of dice. Good cigar. Good cigar. Would I buy it again? Or I wouldn't personally. I mean, I feel like this kind of a cigar is like a one-time, like this is my year the rat to smoke. I don't think I would ever. They're probably hard to find too. Getting another one would involve some detective work to track one down if it's from that time. I just feel that there's times where you get a cigar, and when you have that, that's it. Like, move on to something else. Go to something different. When you're given stuff, totally, then that's obviously a different story. But like for this one, this was a great gift from my brother-in-law. He really did a great job giving me this. He knows I love Davidoff. Funny story too. He actually went into Anthony's. This was for Father's Day, 2020. He gave me a cigar as part of of my Father's Day gift. I had no idea what the hell it was. It was a blue Davidoff. That's all I saw. I was like, oh, cool. He's like, yeah. He's like, let me know how you like it. And I was like, okay. Had no clue what that cigar was. Like I said, I'm out of the loop. I don't go looking in. Whatever I see on social media, that's all I know. I mean, I'm not, that part of my life is kind of gone. I'm not going to go and research, and I had my time in the sun with that. I'm past that. But, so I get this Davidoff from him. It's a blue label, and the whole time I lit it up. It was a Robusto, and I remember I smoked it at nighttime, and it was a really awesome full moon, so it was like super bright. And I just kind of sat out in my yard and just chilled and smoked it. And I just remember lighting it and taking the first puffs, and I was thinking, holy shit, this is a really good cigar. This is a good smoke. And then about halfway through that cigar, I was like, I'm gonna look it up. On the label, it said Royal Robusto, and I had no idea what the hell a Royal Robusto was from Davidoff. So I go on Google, and I Google it, and I see the thing was like a $90 cigar, and I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, my brother-in-law's insane that he would even like go out and do that. But he just wanted to surprise me with something because like he knew I was gonna like it. But I gotta tell you though, I was enjoying that cigar so much. I mean, it was so good. And honestly, it's definitely the best Davidoff cigar I've ever had in my life. out of every Davidoff I've ever tried before. That cigar, hands down, best Davidoff. But what I liked about it is before I looked it up, before I even referenced it and see what was so special about it and how limited, what the price was. I mean, I was just enjoying it so much prior to that. And then like once I saw how much it was like I almost like felt guilty smoking it. Like I felt bad. I was like, fuck. I'm like, I mean, it was so good. I finished it still, but like it was one of those things that I wished I would not have looked it up until I was completely done with the cigar, because then I would have enjoyed it more. Would I ever smoke that cigar again? I mean, $90 for a cigar. I mean, I could see maybe, I don't know, given the situation, there's got to be, like, say I was going on a crazy vacation with my brother-in-law's family and everything, like we're going on a big crazy family vacation like we do sometimes. I could see a situation like that, but honestly, I think that would be the last time I ever smoked that cigar. I mean, not only that, it's just it's severely limited. I think when I looked it up, there was only like 500 boxes made or some crazy number like that. So, I mean, it was, I doubt it would even be that price again if I went to look for that cigar. I did see that cigar at Anthony's, but it was a Salomon, and I believe that one was going for like about $100 or something. But like I said, somebody else try that. And if any of you have even tried this cigar, you know, in the comments below, let me know what you think about it. Let me know what you liked about it, what you didn't like, what you think about Davidoff. That'd be cool to hear, because I am going to look at the comments and just, you know, if there even is any, who knows, whatever, you know, I'm just saying, like, you know, it's cool to interact with people and see what they like. Or even if you tried the Royal Robusto, that'd be cool to hear about that. But I kind of feel that that's a cool little story, because it's not a cigar I would ever have bought, just given the price tag, but just the fact it was given as a gift, like that made my Father's Day super special. Yeah, it's a good cigar, I have to say. I would definitely approve of it. Definitely approve of it, but like I said, that's my time and place, is right now, right here, smoking this cigar. And it hasn't really, well, for me at least, it has not, I don't feel like it's built up, gotten any stronger. I'm approaching the halfway mark on it, and it's been consistent since the first puff. Was the way it's tasting, it's not changing. I mean, if I had to say the strength, I would say it's a good medium to full. But like I say, what I smoke and what I feel it's going to be isn't what you're going to think it is. Remember, you got people that smoke every day, they taste this, they're like, it's fucking light shit. It's nothing. To each his own. I mean, what I think is strong is not going to be strong to you. What you think is strong might be light to me. It doesn't matter. That's just what you feel in it. But anywho, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon, throw the ball around with my dog, smoke the rest of this Year the Rat. If you got anything to say about it, comment down below. It's a good little half hour of smoking time. I probably got about another half hour, maybe a little more than that. I got shit to do. So let me know what you think. Have a good one, guys. Take care and stay safe. Bye.